Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 7 of Direwolf20's Let's Play of Minecraft 1.21. Today, I would like to set up a farm. I'm like, it's episode 7 and I don't have a food source, and that's becoming a problem for me. So I'm kind of like looking through here to see what I've got. You know, I've got a few crops and such that have, you know, popped up over the time. I've got a couple of apples, chopping down trees and such. Did just cut down my forest over there, so I have a ton of oak wood on me. Got a plan for something cool I want to do today with that. So yeah. So I'm thinking like we're gonna plant potatoes, maybe carrots. I want to see like do carrots have any kind of like cool, what kind of foodie type things we got going on in this pack. So we definitely have Farmer's Delight, so that's neat. So if we got some cabbage and some chicken, I think that makes a decent sandwich. Okay, that's cool. Compostable. Okay, a little bit of that. Breeding. Yep. A bunch of mine colonies stuff. Breeding, crusher, nutritional liquefier. The one thing I don't have in my mod yet is anything related to food and saturation, which I would like to come up with an idea for. I haven't quite figured out what my plan is for that, but I want something. But that said, we're going to get building on a farm today. Now, I'm going to make a very special kind of farm. I'm going to use Just Dire Things to make a farm. And I want to talk to you about the hose from Just Dire Things. Just Dire Thing hose, when you till dirt with them, don't make regular farmland. They make custom farmland. So there's Primogel soil, Blaze Bloom soil, Void Shimmer soil, and Shadow Pulse soil. And these are made by each of the hose, so tier 1s, 2, 3, and 4 hose will make each of these. And they each have a unique and special ability. In short, Primogel soil grows just a little tiny bit faster. You probably wouldn't even notice how much faster it grows. But every now and then it'll do like an extra growth tick on the block above it. And it just grows a smidge faster, and also it can't be trampled. So Dire's biggest pet peeve in any Minecraft is when like his soil gets trampled. Primogel soil will not be trampled. Full stop. Can't happen. If you place a block on top of it, it will convert back because, like, obviously. But yeah, you can't trample it. Okay, Blaze Bloom soil is a special and unique one. It is automated, but only partially. And what I mean by that is when crops fully grow with Blaze Bloom soil, they will auto-harvest themselves and drop their items on the ground. However, those items do not last very long, about a second or two. So you have to pick it up very quickly. And it will automatically happen when you're there or not. So if you leave Blaze Bloom soil alone, you're basically not going to get any drops because they'll instantly drop the items and then those items will despawn in like seconds. So the goal of this is to automate the collection of the drops. So it doesn't automatically collect them for you. It will automatically harvest them, but you have to be quick to collect them. So we're going to use a little something from Just Dire Things to handle that, and that would be the item collector. So we're going to make the item collector and the Blaze Gold hoe. So do I have any Blaze Gold left, or do I have to cook up some more? I do actually have a little Blaze Gold left, just enough to make a hoe. And that is cool. And since I'm here already, let's go ahead and mark a favorite slot for my backpack, just so I can put that hoe somewhere. And now we're ready to make a farm. All right, let's give this a go, shall we? So first off, I'm going to start by tilling the ground, right? And again, these guys won't be able to be trampled, so I don't think I have to worry too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, good. About, you know, fences and all that nonsense. Ain't nobody want to build fences. Now, quick note on this farmland, it works like regular farmland, so you absolutely need to, you know, water it and all that stuff. So keep a water source nearby. And also, as mentioned, if you want to, you know, do that to clear it, you can. But there's no trampling going to happen. You're good to jump all over it. It's all fine. And then when we plant stuff, you're going to have basically a little bit faster. So not crazy. But a little bit. You know, like I said, you're not going to see like a giant difference. But it'll definitely be a little bit quicker, which will be cool. Okay. So is that sufficient for now? Maybe. Maybe sufficient. And then what you're going to find shortly thereafter is that not only do the crops grow a little bit quicker, but the crops are going to auto-harvest themselves. So we're going to have to set up an auto-collection thing here in a moment. I kind of want to see one of these grow, but I suspect I'm not going to have any luck on that. Oh, there we go. It just did. Hooray! Cool. And notice so the crops pop off and then immediately despawn. So you have like a second or two to pick that up, right? Like you better be quick, which is why you need to automate it. So this is you're encouraged to automate. Now, if you don't want this to happen, just use the tier 1 blaze gold hoe, and you'll be fine. All right. So that'll just be like no trampling and still a speed increase in terms of drops. So let's go ahead and make an item collector. So that's going to require a couple hoppers, a diamond, and 3 ferrocore, which I am going to have to get a few more ferrocore for. Did I miscount? Cool. Okay. So a diamond, and then a couple of hoppers. Is that cool hopper recipe in here that just uses oak, or do I need to? Yeah, that's what's up. Sweet. All right, so now we're good to go. Sans the ferrocore, which we'll be getting in a moment. Looking cool. All right, looks like my Blaze Bloom goo collapsed on itself a little bit, but that's okay. And then you're ready to be smelted up. So 11, not bad. Made our out all right. It's not terrible. All right, so let's get a collector. That should be cool. And now we're good. Oh, look, there's ore nearby. So sometimes I be careful right-clicking. Does use durability, a smidge, but it uses it no less. And you know what I'm going to grab? I'm going to grab some Nether Wart. Because, boy, I hope this works. It's been a while since I tested it, but I'm pretty sure this stuff supports Nether Wart. Furthermore, pretty sure this stuff supports sugarcane. Yeah, it does. Sweet. So if you want sugarcane and Nether Wart in the same farm as your other crops, go for it. Ain't nobody stopping you. Cool? And like I said, any items that drop off these, like this guy's going to pop in a few seconds. Any item that falls is going to despawn almost instantly. So use your item collector to make sure that you collect it. So speaking of, let's go peek inside this house, because I think I've got a chest available. Hooray, I do. See, items despawning very quickly. Not ideal. But like I said, it's a partially automated farm. Self-harvesting, but you better collect it yourself. So the item collector from Just Dire Things. One of the first, area-affecting blocks that are available to you guys. It is in the first tier because it only requires ferrocore. If you want, you can change the area upon which it will collect things. So first off, if you turn on render area, you'll see the area upon which it's going to collect items. And then you can move the radius that it's collecting from and the offset. So what I'm going to do is just move this guy in, a few blocks this way, right? So now it'll pick up anything inside that radius. But then we want to expand that. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that looks pretty cool, right? And you can do halfway radii if you want. So like if you want to pick up in a 3.5 block radius, that'll pick up a 7 by 7, right? 3.5 times 5 equals 7. So you can be pretty fine-grained with this, and then a 4 block radius is obviously 8 blocks. And then on the Z, we'll do the same. And then if we want, we could just move the Y level down 1 and maybe then bump it up 1. And at this point, what will happen is anything within this area will be picked up. So if we turn off the rendering now, we should see anything being picked up that falls into this area. Boom, there it goes. Goodbye, items. Getting zapped right in there. So anything within this area of effect will be vacuumed up. Now this thing runs every 20 ticks, which is probably sufficient for this farm, because I think it takes like 2 seconds is what I set the expiration time for the crops to. So you should be fine leaving at 20 ticks, right? So that means when you drop an item in the world, every second it goes to pick up the item. So depending on when it lands, it could happen to show up sooner or later. So easy peasy. And boy, do I hope Nether Wart grows, because I know I can plant it on there. I've actually failed to test if it grows. I guess we'll find out. If it doesn't grow, then Dire has some work to do. That's actually kind of funny, because the way this works changed in the latest version of Minecraft, so I may need to do something about that. We'll find out. So anyway, that's the item collector. It'll just pick up items. Now, if you want, you can filter on what items are allowed to come in. So by default, it's set to deny mode, which means it won't pick up anything in the filters. And since there's nothing in the filters, it means it'll pick up everything, right? If I put carrots in there, you'll notice it'll pick up potatoes, but it won't pick up carrots, okay? And then if I change it to allow mode, it'll pick up carrots, but it won't pick up anything else. But what I want to do is just have an empty deny list, which means it'll pick up all the things, and that'll be cool. Oh, hooray! Nether Wart's growing. That's cool. And the sugarcane should self-harvest, I think. I guess we'll see. Is any sugarcane? Oh yeah, look, sugarcane's showing up. Hooray! It's working. Hooray! Yep. So the farms, like I said, a little. It's not drastic. Like, you're not gonna walk over here and be like, "Whoa, that's crazy fast." It is a little bit faster though, especially at tier 2. And I think tiers 3 and 4 are even a little bit faster than that. So that's an automated farm using just dire things. What do you guys think? You like it? I like it. I'm cool with that. That looks good to me. All right, you're a blast furnace. I need a regular furnace. Speaking of furnaces, I should get a better furnace. Let's talk about furnaces. What tier do you think we could get up to? Diamond, maybe? Diamond would be cool. And then emerald needs emeralds. Obsidian. So crystal, I think, would probably be the better path, because that's really just glass, right? And Eye of Ender and such. I could pull that off, probably. I feel like that would be cool. And then we could use our fuel canisters in there. Boy, I hope they work. All right, let's see what we can do iron furnaces wise. So I'm gonna get you, and then I'm gonna get. Oh, you need a block of gold? Killing me, Smalls. Okay, you happy now? Come here. And then diamond. I think that's affordable for us. And then I can either upgrade this guy to emerald with a bunch of emeralds, or if I want to burn an ender pearl, which, like, I'm really trying to be conservative with my ender pearls because they are just so useful for so many things. But 8 emeralds just feels expensive compared to 1 ender pearl, right? I think so. I need to get more endermen going on. That's what I need. That's what I need in my life, is more endermen to, you know, take care of. Let's put it that way. Also, there's like a bunch of other mods I want to start checking out soon. What's this guy again? Space Dissector? That's interesting. Yeah. This thing just caught my eye and I wanted to dissection. Holding right mouse button creates a portal on a point along the line of sight. Stopping holding right mouse button creates a second portal using the same principle, linking it to the first one. Bringing a living creature to one of the portals will move it to the link portal. Portals don't work if there are any solid blocks in their path. Interesting. Well, that's cool. Should we try that real quick? I'm just curious, like, how does this work? Whoa, that is cool looking. That is a cool looking port. That is cool. That is cool. Is this? That is okay. That is cool. That is cool. That is super stinking cool. No blocks in their path though, huh? That's interesting. That is super interesting. Okay, that's something. That is something. That is really, that is neat. How cool is that? I guess there's a limit to how far they can send you. That's something, all right. Doesn't work if there's blocks in their path. Maybe the blocks of my house were a problem. That's a thing. That is a cool thing. Definitely a lot we need to play with. Should we get into irons, spells, and spellbooks? I almost feel like I want to do that because, like, I've been doing a lot of tech lately. I feel like I want to check out a little magic. What do you guys think? All right, real quick, just before I decide I'm going to spend, you know, a bunch of emerald money, or before I burn my Eye of Ender, I definitely want to see what I can see by way of snagging some emeralds. So I came over here, but now it actually just happens to be nighttime, so I should probably pop back. You know what else I need to do? Is figure out how to save experience. Because I've died a few times, and I keep losing experience, and that's not fun for poor Dyer. I would like to not have experience loss. I would like to be able to store that somewhere. I think the one and only thing in the pack right now that can do that is XP Tome. That's going to be 4 Ender Pearls. Alright, let me see if any of these dudes have a good trade. Anybody? Lots of unemployed folks in this village. I know. Lots of unemployed folks. There we go. Paper. Paper for emeralds. That's a lot of paper for emeralds, but not unattainable. I mean, I do have a sugarcane farm cooking right now. I'm going to snag you and put you away. Just so I can get around a little bit easier. Ooh, wheat for emeralds. So if I come back with wheat and paper, I should be able to snag a few emeralds and then maybe trade my way to enough emeralds to upgrade this guy to an emerald dude. That feels like a good plan. Wheat and emeralds. Or paper, I mean. So I've got some wheat, and I've got some sugarcane. And I've got some more wheat, and I've got some more sugarcane. And that's looking pretty good to me. Oh, you'll take clay, huh? Alright, where'd these dudes go? I should be careful with that. Because, like, when I take fall damage, it's going to spike, and I guarantee you it's going to hit one of these villagers at some point, and I'm going to be like, ah. Alright, I got a few emeralds from there, so I'm just going to, like, you know, take a couple other emeralds. I really want to conserve my ender pearls. Only because ender pearls are, you know, not that easy to come across. So obsidian would be even better, but I need some blaze rods for that, and I'm not sure I'm in the mood to go back to my nether. I probably could. So I could get extinguish on here, right? How hard is extinguish to get? Extinguish is a cool upgrade. Needs some magma creams and some water. I think I've got... Oh, I actually have 4 of them. I have 2 of these. You know what? I have exactly enough resources to make this happen. I feel like that's a sign that I should do it, right? I feel like yes. I should also improve that farm in a certain way that I'll talk about in a minute, and then there's something else I want to do too. So let's put away you guys. I'm going to get you, and we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then extinguish. Cool. And then we can upgrade this dude with extinguish. Cool. All right, so extinguish will automatically put out fires on you every so often. So not constantly. There's a cooldown between how frequently it can happen. I don't think I made that an activated one. Yeah, it just removes burning, right? So let's head over to the nether. Let's go visit our blazes. Now, it's not going to do anything for wither, so if we run into some wither skeletons, it might be a little bit more dangerous, but we'll see what happens. So fortress, here we are. Let's go find ourselves some blazes. Oh, speaking of wither skeletons. You hear that sound? And look on the bottom, there's a little extinguish icon. That's the cooldown period, beyond which it needs to cool down before it can happen again. Okay, so you can only cool down once every so often, and it does use durability when it does that, so be aware. Okay, you know, be prepared to repair this thing, because it's gonna use durability when that happens, okay? Let me tell you, there's a lot more wither skeletons here than there are blazes. So I'm doing my best. Now, like I said, extinguish uses durability, so be ready to repair this thing. Now, the other good thing is that you don't really take fall damage when you're holding this wand. So you should have no problem sneaking your way down to some lava, especially because we're in the Nether and repairing this dude. You know what? While we're at it, might as well repair some other things, right? Is that cool? Ow. Excuse me, sir. Rude. Wonder if I should make it such that either blaze gold counts as gold, or if I give you an upgrade where you can insert it and it makes the armor count as gold. There we go. Nicely repaired armor. And I happened to find a blaze spawner, where I killed the blaze and then I ran because I knew my health was, or my armor's durability was low. But this blaze spawner will suffice for getting me some cool stuff. What I could probably do, I've got 2 stacks of gobble. I could make that work. I'll put you on surface mode. Ow. So you only get 1 extinguish every few seconds, so I think my thing killed him, which is cool. What? Why surface moding that? Oh, I know. I think it's because you... Yeah, there we go. Ow. Oh, rip. Alright, back in a few. Alright, I think I've got enough blaze rods. I had to come down here and repair again. My chestplate was almost broken. That's how much durability. It uses a chunk of durability when extinguish fires. So, be aware of that. Like I said, definitely don't be too risky with extinguish. Now my problem is I'm a little bit low on... Oh boy, that's the wrong way. Yep, here's where I want to be. Get me out of here. New home. Just I don't care. Waste a little experience. It's fine. Alright, so I definitely had a few deaths there. Fun times. Little Nether adventure. Oh man, look how much food I've got though. I'm gonna have to like handle this. So I've got this dude, and now I should be able to grab 4 of you and upgrade you even further. And that's pretty cool. So now if I threw this in here with some fuel canister, boom, that's cooking. Now that's neat, but I think we can do better. So first off, let's get, well, yeah, a little bit of food. Yeah, that should be fine. Much cooler. There's something else I'm going to want to have to do here in a bit, but let me clean up my inventory and we'll be ready to roll. All right, so while I like this furnace, I would also like to make it cooler. So I think I'm going to make an augment for the factory, which makes this thing consume forge energy rather than, and this will be like my first forge energy. We're on episode 7, and this is the first thing using any kind of energy. That's kind of cool. So accepts any stone. Andesite stone, right? I think so. I think andesite is tagged with stone. And then a couple paper. And then we're also going to want another redstone, another iron. That should be cool. So piston. And then you. And am I correct in assuming that when I install this, not only does this thing now store energy, which is cool, and I don't think I need you guys anymore. So we can actually get rid of most of you. All right, you go away, and that should be cool. So this guy now accepts energy, right? And we can split so we can like smelt multiple things at once, which I think is pretty awesome. In addition, we can, so let's see, this fuel heats up furnace twice as much, slows down cook time by 25% for all recipes. I feel like that might be worth doing, right? That also is any stone. So I think that just makes it more efficient in terms of fuel usage. So like this makes it faster, uses twice the amount of fuel. This makes it slower, but I'm assuming fuel efficiency means it uses less fuel. But we can test this a little bit in a minute. So how are we going to generate power? Just dire things. Yeah, I told you I wanted to test my mod a little bit in the single player world. Also, you know, it has some cool early game access to some fuel. So let's take a look at the simple coal generator. Now there's a better fuel source that's available to us, and that is by way of the fuel generator. That requires blaze gold, where the simple coal generator uses ferric ore. I think I'm going to start with the simple coal generator just because I want to use that. So we're going to need a blast furnace, we're going to need some ferric ore, we're going to need some coal. We should be able to pull this off though. Actually, I have 2 blast furnaces, so that makes my life a whole lot easier. 2 coal and 2 redstone, please. So I can use one of these blast furnaces to create a simple coal generator. Boom! So this guy's really simple. Simple redstone control. So you can make it like ignored, which means it always runs. Low, when it has a redstone signal, it's not running. High, needs a redstone signal to run. Pulse will burn 1 piece of fuel. And then it has a little internal buffer of energy. It's a power generator, right? It's a forge energy power generator. It ain't crazy. You know, it does, you know, kind of what it says on the tin. That said, there's a couple notes about it. So you can use normal coal in there, or you can use the upgraded coals. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade a few of these, because now that I have you, which needs some Nether Wart, by the way. By the way, are you chunk loaded over here? Because you should probably be chunk loaded. Yay, Nether Wart is growing. Slowly, but surely. It's happening. I wonder why it's so slow. Nether Wart seems very slow. And I don't know if that's just the nature of Nether Wart, because it's rare that I actually set up a Nether Wart farm, but I should double check why it's so slow. But that said, let's upgrade you guys to tier 2 coal. So now remember, it takes like a block of coal to make 3 or 4 primal coal. Then you get a block of primal coal, and you will get 3 or 4 blaze ember. Blaze Ember is the second tier of coal in Just Our Thing. So it's like blocks, you know, converting into 3 or 4 pieces each. So it takes, you know, a decent amount to make this. So let's test this thing out. So first, you'll notice when you mouse over anything with a fuel ability, it has a burn speed multiplier it tells you about. So just like with the pocket generator, higher tiers of coal burn faster and hotter and therefore better. So if I throw a piece of coal in there, we're producing 60 forge energy per tick. And all that energy is going into the adjacent obsidian furnace. Cool. And that thing has a buffer of about 1 million. So you'll note here that this guy's going to produce in total, what I make it, 24,000-ish forge energy for a piece of coal. That should be cool. Okay. Now, this guy smelts 24 items. So the primal coal will do 3 times that, just like the pocket generator. And it does it twice as fast. So it's producing 120 forge energy per tick, and producing, you know, that much more power. Okay, now you guys are done. Okay. Now this dude has a burn speed multiplier of 4x, which means when I put it in there, and it finishes burning what it currently has, it's going to do 240 FE per tick, and it's capable of burning 72 items, which is the correct math, right? It's basically 3 times 24. So again, when you make a block of it, you get 3 or 4 items. So when you get 3 from the drop, you're breaking even. When you get 4 from the drop, you've got a little bit of a gain. So on average, you're getting 3.5 items. So it's like slightly more burnability. Like there's a slight improvement when you do this. But the main improvement is the forge energy per tick increase that you get. Now the other thing is we can totally use the fuel canister in here. And the fuel canister you see has a burn speed multiplier of 2. And the reason for that is you know, very simple. There's a bunch. I used primal coal in there, which has the burn speed multiplier. Now, we've got a bunch of primal coal in there, 44, right? This has a fuel amount of 72. So if I put that in there and then show it here, you can see the burn speed multiplier is 3. I think in reality, it's probably like 2.5. I forget. Did I just make that a simple multiplier? Yeah. Yeah, it's a 3 because it's between 2 and 4. Yeah. So like it averages them, right? Now, if we burn through all the fuel in there, it's going to eventually, when it hits empty, or we can just keep adding more of this, and eventually it'll round up to 4, right? So the gist is that the fuel canister will kind of average the burn speed multipliers, and eventually get to the point where it's the amount that matches the fuel source. So I'll let this thing sit in here and cook a whole bunch, and you'll see that we're getting 180 FE per tick, right? Because we're 3x rather than the 4x we were getting from this. But like I said, when this is empty, better. So in general, there's almost no reason not to upgrade all these dudes, realistically. Especially because as we're using the fuel canister, it won't waste any fuel. Now I have to remember if coal gets wasted in here. I don't actually remember. It's just like with the pocket generator. I feel like originally I said don't conserve fuel in here because we have the fuel canister, but I'll double check it. When this thing's done filling up its buffer, we'll see what happens. Is that a deal? Hope so. So let's come back in a sec. All right, so we're out of fuel. I'm going to fill this guy up now with a bunch of blaze ember, which will give me a lot of fuel in there. Remember, tier 2 is just a ton, right? So tons of fuel in there. Now we're running at 240 FE per tick, so like a really decent amount. And that's only tier 2. There's tier 3 and 4 available as well. And then there's a whole bunch of liquid fuels that we'll get into at some point. Oh, and sounds like somebody died. I could hear the death sound. Cool. Yeah, I gotta figure out why you guys are so slow, Nether Wart, because everything else is so fast. I'm almost questioning if I made this too fast. I should double check. I might slow this down. This might be a little more powerful than I thought it was. You know what my problem was is when I was testing, it was only on like a few pieces of, like I didn't test on a farm that was like a 9x9. Might be a little faster than it should be, if we're being fair. You know what else I should do is I should turn this into a drawer system. Let's do a functional storage. How are we for stuff? We have some stuff. Okay. Ish. We have ish stuff. How many types of resources do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in total. If you count poisonous potatoes and Nether Wart, we have 7, right? So we're gonna need 2 2x2 drawers. Okay. So what I'm gonna want is some more of you. And then we'll get some 2x2 drawers. Oh, that's right, you get 4 of those at a time. Oh well, we've got some extra. Life goes on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use those extra anyway, because I'm going to need a storage controller. Storage drawer controller will let me do cool stuff, specifically you and you. I think that's about it. What else do I need for a storage drawer controller? Just some stone. That seems cool. So block of quartz. And then do we have like a cool, convenient recipe for this dude? Not really. So wait, you have to be stone? Look at that. Okay. Well, we're going to try out the split now. Nice! Not too shabby. Cool. And you're doing your thing. Good. All right, where are we at? 285,000? So let's see how much coal we get for this. 285,000. I'm just going to write a note. 285K. So let's see what one piece of blaze ember gets me. I did all this testing, but it's been a, minute or two. And one more quartz for my drawer controller. Cool. And I think at this point we're going to need a linking tool and probably a configuration tool. So that would be you and some gold and some paper, which may need a little bit more paper. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, we're definitely going to need more paper. So that would be you, and that would be you. Cool. And I like to store these in my backpack, usually. So I think I'm going to put them here, because I will probably eventually have a cut and paste and destruction gadget. So yeah, that seems like a good place for them to live. Sweet. Okay, cool. So now let's go outside and set up a drawer system for all these things. And to go along with this, I'm going to definitely want a void upgrade. So for that, I'm going to want, unfortunately, 8 obsidian. Void upgrades ain't cheap. Because effectively, we're at the point where we're starting to run out of resources, or space for this stuff. So what I'm going to do is this. Let's sort inventory. We're going to do potatoes. No, bad zombie. Also, that reminds me, I have a cool upgrade I can put on. Ooh, what I got? Enchanted. Nice. Okay. And then I'm going to set you to allow list mode for a minute. I want you picking anything up for a second. Okay. Sugarcane can go here. You're at 0%, so I'll use you to stage my drawer. Definitely got to figure out why Nether Wart's so slow at growing. I don't know the rules of Nether Wart. I should know the rules of Nether Wart. I don't know the rules of Nether Wart. And look at that, we are at 512 carrots. So I'm going to insert my void upgrade, which makes it so that any excess items will be voided. So you can insert as much as you want, but then once you insert beyond 512, it'll just void anything excess, which is exactly what we want for sure. Okay, and then we can break this chest. Okay, we can set up the storage drawer controller, and then we will use it. We will link and lock. So let's lock these dudes so that they can't accept any new items. Didn't you have Nether Wart in you? That's right. You weren't locked when I did that. Now you're saving it. Cool. And then we will link you two. And that should be cool. Now, any items that go in here will automatically go into their drawers, right? And we should see that happening. And I'm going to set you back to that mode, which means potatoes should be going up now, right? Yeah, so things are happening. That's looking good. Is that cool? I think that's cool. Looking good to me. Okay, and then we'll void upgrade. It'll void anything excess. Now I need another void upgrade for over here, but these things are really slow to produce, so I'm okay being patient on that. Cool. All right, you guys go in my backpack. I'm done with. As am I done with you. Primal coal is cool. Do we have any more primal coal? Nope, that's about it. And then you're gonna go over here for now. And yeah, I really don't know why Nether Wart's growing so slowly. Okay, so we went from 285 to 501. So that's pretty good, like 216,000, is that right? So if I throw another one in there, we should be pretty quickly getting up, you know, in about a minute we'll have more. All right, so let's see what happens when I throw coal in here, because this should go past 1 million, right? So it'll either waste coal or not. I forget, like I said, what I did. Does this waste coal? You'd think I'd know this. Like I said, just like with the pocket generator, I was back and forth on whether or not I wanted this thing to waste coal. See? Yes, it does. I should really make them consistent, shouldn't I? I should either make both of them waste coal or neither of them waste coal. So now it won't consume it at this point, right? But like it doesn't save, right? If you know, if I throw like one little thing in here, it's going to burn up that piece of coal, and then continue burning, right? And waste. So this is a whole bunch of energy that could be being produced that's being wasted right now. The way to solve that is with my fuel canister, right? Now with the fuel canister, it'll use a little bit of energy, but not too much. Okay? So if I put like, you know, this in here, you'll notice it barely used anything, right? I'm going to put this in here, right? So see how like the burn time is about half a second. So you get about 10 ticks of burn time, and we're using very, very little bits of fuel to make this go. So yeah, much more efficient, you know, for this, because it's basically using like one little bit of fuel every time. So yeah, way more efficient to use the fuel canister. So that's my recommendation for the coal generator. For now, it's wrapping up point though. So Darryl20 sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time, and I think we're gonna start getting into some magic. I'd really like to check out Iron's spells and spell books. I think. Let me know what you think of that plan, because I think that's what I'm gonna do. Now, is there an in-game guide for Irons? I hope so, because I don't know how that works. Looks like a whole bunch of cool stuff though. I feel like there's an in-game guide for it. I just need to go find it. So for now, wrapping up point. We'll come back next time and try some new magic. All right, for now, take it easy.